Hi, what's going on, guys? So happy New Year. I know it is New Year's Eve, but for most of you watching this, this will be out on New Year's. So happy New Year's again. But today is 25 weeks down, and I am super excited because this is so close to the 180-day mark. Like, we are 1 week away. And then we will be 6 months, like, completely done, completely down. And then we'll have our next 3 months to see if we're actually going to hit this 100,000 per month mark. Um, as of right now, we are still suspended. So, what has been done is some information has been sent over. Amazon requested more information. And so that's just being worked right now. With my team being off on, I think it was half of New Year's. Um, we, haven't been able to do any work today. But moving forward, they are going to, continue to work it and get everything up and running, hopefully within the first week of the new year. So, with all that being said, we're almost 100% migrated on this system. We started the first part about a week or two ago. It was like a week and a half. And then since then, we've been getting migrated. They've been fixing all the problem areas in my account, as in selling products that weren't bringing a high enough profit, getting rid of those items, and just listing items that were good. So the reason why a lot of things have changed is because the virtual assistant team is undergoing new management. And so we have brand new teams that are running everything. And the reason why is because, first thing is, stores were running well, right? And they would get up to that 100,000 a month mark, where they're making $100,000 in sales per month. But some teams would have various problems. So one problem would be you'd be selling items and not making at least 10%. So what the team has done to make sure that everyone gets at least 10% to 20% profit margins, which, you'd still end up making it, but you'd be losing money or pretty much breaking even on some items. So it didn't really make much sense to sell those. But what happens now is that there's a software in the background that automatically adjusts the price for you or gets rid of the items in case they are not going to bring you at least 10% profits. And so with that, I just kind of want to go into a little bit of the suspension process. So last week, I kind of talked a little bit about how you get suspended. Amazon calls, they ask you for a couple things, and it's important to be timely on your responses because at the end of the day, that could determine whether your account's going to be suspended, whether it's going to be completely terminated. So yeah, it's just very important for that. The second thing that I want to inform you on is that your money that is in your Amazon seller account is held. So with that being said, what does that mean? That means you are not able to access those funds until your account's out of suspension. So what can happen with that is that you will have to maintain that minimum payment on whichever source you're using to run inventory. So keep that in mind. So that is one of the big reasons why the team has changed from providing this other service where, well, one, items weren't being tracked as much as they should have been. Reports weren't being sent. So you didn't have like an active listing report on all items in your store. And what that would do is it would set you up for failure. So people would purchase items, and since those items were being purchased and they weren't in stock, you would have to return those items and pretty much just waste your money on the front end. You'd purchase the item, you'd go to send it to the customer, and then you'd have to refund it. And then now you're waiting days upon days or weeks to get your money back because the order was canceled. And so with that, or with like items going out, you would get a lot more suspensions because of different issues that would happen. The first issue would be the virtual assistant team. They weren't as responsive as they should have been for some people, and other people they were very responsive, but it could swap and switch so frequently because the consistency was not as high as it should have been. So that is why there's a new team taking over. And their sole purpose is to make sure that people are getting responded, customers are being responded to, and to ensure that, well, the biggest thing is to make sure that your account is not getting suspended. It may get suspended in the future, but the likelihood of that happening with a team that is like on the customer service day in, day out, maybe 24-hour response time for each customer that's buying stuff from your store, like that's amazing. And so it is very, very, very smart to ensure that you have a system in place that is going to continuously improve, because things change in Amazon, things change with e-commerce, and you have to be able to adjust. And now, if you're part of a team that is able to adjust, you will have a passive income that is going to continuously create you money in the background, because it's taken care of. Like they're following the policies in Amazon, they're following all the changes on a daily basis so that you don't have to, and you can save a little bit of time. So with all that being said, the company who runs the service for the automation, they are going to be separate from the company who does the taxes. But you are able to choose to do it if you want. I guess it's an extra charge, which makes sense for the taxes, or you can go to your own personal CPA. The reason they have to keep them separate is because only tax companies can give tax advice. And the company who runs your automation store is not going to give you tax advice. They legally can't do that. So with that being said, there's still options to get everything ran. All these new announcements come out Thursday, and I will be telling you guys about them next week on Tuesday. So I'm super excited. I know we have not progressed, but if you can look past the immediate results that I have gotten, like I got 2,000 in sales, and then I got 2,500 the next day, and then my account's been on vacation mode. So I haven't been able to do anything, but with all this stuff in the background, making sure everything is going to grow smoothly, which is the most important, long-term growth. If you can look past everything else and you can understand that the only thing that matters is that in a year from the time I first invested, I actually made profit, or I broken even and I made some profit on top of it. That is a winning business model, because then the next year it is all pure profit, and I don't have to worry about having to pay off that investment amount. And so with that being said, everything is taken care of. You don't have to worry about your LLC. If you would like, you don't have to worry about your taxes, because there's a company that is willing to do everything for you. Of course, it's going to be a little fee for that, but you don't have to do anything with getting started besides setting up your Amazon seller account. That is the one thing that the company can't do for you, because legally it is yours and it is your business. So with all that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. I know this update was not as as intricate. It wasn't as in-depth because we're suspended, and like, what can we do right now? But anyways, I hope next week we are back up and running. I'm anxious to get it up and running to start off 2020, with just consistent and constant growth. All right, guys. So follow us on this journey. The next 3 months, I'm telling you, it's going to be game changing. Once my store gets back up and running, which I am 100% confident that it will be, once it gets back up and running, that is when you will see things really start scaling. So follow me on this journey. Follow us on this journey. We're super excited. Thank you so much for watching again. As always, let's go out there. Let's revive our lives together. Let's get it done. And until the next video, have a good one. But again, guys, Happy New Year's, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.